My name is Elliot. I'm going to pull a card out of this box at random and tell you what it means. Today's card says, Charles Handy, shut me down. Charles Handy is a business author. This was about 20 years ago when I wrote my first book, Intervention, about the business support sector. And I thought, I'm going to be a well-known author probably, and that's harder than it looks. Charles Handy was a well-known author, and I quite liked his books. They were interesting, and so I thought, I'll write to him. I'll get him to write the foreword. Full of belief, right? I still am, I suppose, but I definitely was back then. And so I found his email, but you couldn't find his email. He was impossible to contact on the internet back then, as far as I could tell. So I found his wife instead. I found his wife's account and emailed her. Well, that won't stop me. So I emailed her and said, could you pass this on to Charles, please? And just say, would he mind reading my book and telling me what he thinks? And she did. It's very nice of her. And Charles contacted me, the author Charles Handy. I'm nobody, right? This is the moral of this story, really, every time. If you ask people, whoever they are, for an opinion or some help, they normally say yes. And so Charles sends me a message, says, good luck with this. Very encouraging email. Right? I thought, this is good. I'm now going to ask him for the foreword. Why not? And so I did. And I emailed him and said, do you mind writing a foreword and recommending me and all this stuff again? He sent me a very short email. I wouldn't call it rude. I would call it short. Right? And it said, Elliot, you're going to have to do the same as me, which is put in all the hard work and all the hours and go to all the chambers of commerce in Britain and do presentations and go to various, small federation businesses, all that federation of small businesses. You're going to go and have to put all the hard hours in, and I won't help you. Didn't say it quite like that, but more or less. The foreword didn't happen. And I thought, I've learnt a lesson here, which is I can get through the door to anyone, really. And so can you. That's the power of the internet, all the public data and the immediacy of it and the engagement and contact. I can speak to anybody, really, if I want to. But I can't avoid the hard work. And back then, I thought I could. I thought, I've written something, this is going to fly by itself. And do you know what? Nothing flies by itself. You need to wind it up and give it a throw, and then off it goes. So Charles Handy shut me down. But I'm glad he did. Because then I thought, I've got a choice. I know how this works. I know how you become a successful author. It takes a lot of time and hard work and engagement and putting yourself out there and being away from home. And I now have a choice, an informed choice. I could do that and not see my family very much. Or I can say, I won't be the famous author, but I'll still write books and enjoy doing it, but I'll spend loads of time with my family and be at home. That's an informed choice. Once you have an informed choice and you make it, it's freeing, it's liberating. You don't think about it all the time. You can just park it. So in many ways, thanks, Charles, for shutting me down.